2 August ago, I told the truth, oh, but you didn't like it, you went home. You're in your Benz, I'm by the gate. Now you go alone, charm all the people you train for. You mean well, but aim low, and I'll make it known like I'm getting paid. That's just the way life goes. I like to slam doors closed. Trust me, I know it's always about me. I love you, I'm sorry. 2 summers from now, well, I've been talking, but not all that often. We're cool now. I'll be on a boat, you're on a plane, going somewhere safe, and I'll have a drink, wistfully lean out my window and watch the sunset on the lake. I might not feel real, but it's okay, 'cause that's just the way life goes. I push my luck, it shows. Thankful you don't send someone to kill me. I love you, I'm sorry. You were the best, but you were the worst. As sick as it sounds, I loved you first. I was a dick, it is what it is. I happen to kick the age-old curse. I tend to laugh whenever I'm sad. I stare at the crash, it actually works. Making amends, the shit never ends. And wrong again, wrong again. The way life goes, joyriding down our road. Lay on the horn to prove that it haunts me. I love you, I'm sorry. The way life goes, I wanna speak in code. Hope that I won't make it about me. I love you, I'm sorry. You take the lead, look up at me. I wonder if you see me. My pounding heart, your eyes like stars, the only ones that see me. Our love is a dance like this. I will always love you. I will always, always. I will always know you. I will always, always. We're growing up. Am I enough? I wonder if we're breaking. I watch you climb through space and time to let me know you see me. Our love is a dance like this. I will always love you. I will always. seeing you and all of it.
Don't stop, girl, you're making my head spin. And those eyes, they're giving me heaven. And there's no place I know I'd rather go than to be right here with you alone. Don't stop, stay a bit, come with me, take a trip. Where we go, I don't care, long as I got you there. Sit back, feel the breeze, lose love, R.I.P. We ain't got no timing when the sun is always shining. Oh, 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 you pull me out on the dance floor.
All of us come up and join them.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Thank you. My name is Niall, and
I'm Dashni, and we are friends. I'm the friend of the bride, and
we're going to take you through this evening's proceedings, and we're here to celebrate the wedding of Matt and Shree.
I'd like to introduce the mother of the bride and the brother of the bride. So give a round of applause. Give a round of applause for Is everyone hungry? Yes. So am I. Without further delay.
We're now going to do the speeches, so I would like to introduce Dashni, Arvin, and Dilpreet. This is
To my right is, Dilpreet, and this is Arvin. Now, the three of us had the pleasure of growing up with Shree since we were in primary school. So, we were all told to tell a speech, and just like everyone who is asked to give a speech, the first thing we did was to Google how to deliver a speech. Now, we all have different variations on how we would like to do it. So I think I would pass the mic over to Arvin first so that she can give a speech.
Good evening, everyone. I'm very overwhelmed that I'm the first person to speak. So just bear with me if I'm a little bit nervous. So I'm Arvin, by the way, and next to me are the beautiful ladies. We, as Dashni has already mentioned, we actually grew up together. I'm going to be reading from here, okay, guys? Alright, so coming up with the speech was definitely one of the hardest things to do because there aren't enough words for me to describe what our friendship has been like, but I'll try. When I moved to our primary school or elementary school when I was about 9 years old, I was assigned to sit next to the most loudest and friendliest girl who, and to be honest, I don't think anyone would have thought that 19 years later I'll be sitting here on stage and giving a speech at her wedding. Okay. To my dearest Shree, where do I begin? You've been the one constant in my life who I knew I could count on and knew that no matter what happened, we would always have each other. Through our years together, we have shared pain, joy, and distance most of the time. But I can't seem to remember my life without you in it. I know that this is sometimes hard to believe, but I hope you know how proud Acha would have been in you for taking this beautiful step together with Matthew. To our dearest Matthew, we are so grateful for the love and acceptance and kindness you've always extended our way. You have opened your heart to us and we hope you know how much we adore and love you. Weddings are for everyone else, but marriage is actually the real deal. So I hope that on this beautiful journey together, you would always remember to put each other first. We love you so much and I'm so excited for the both of you. Thank you.
I guess I'm second. Okay. In trying to come up with a speech, one of the pointers that was given by Google was to share a story. And in deciding what story to share, I also have to think whether it's appropriate or whether it's relevant. But one thing I actually wanted to share was how Shree actually furthered her studies in the UK. And September is always the year that she dreaded to go because she would get homesick before she even left the country. So, my dearest girl, I just wanted to say, I'm so proud of you with how far you come. It's not easy to create a home away from home, and I'm glad, Matthew, you became part of a home. So, to Matthew, look after her, and to Shree, I know you look after him, no doubt about that. So, I just want to wish you guys both a happy married life. Look after each other, and always remember that love will always be your guiding principle, regardless of the good times and the bad times. I love you both so much.
I just had to do this. I've been doing this the whole trip in Kerala where I say her name out loud just like that and she has a panic on her face because she doesn't know if she's in trouble. You look so beautiful tonight. And Matthew, you look very handsome as well. Many of you know that Arvin and Dash are synonym to Srinidya. I am just your older sister. I'm joking. Srinidya has always welcomed me, my grumpy self, with a WWE smackdown every time she comes over to my house. You are one of my most honest friends, and I know that I can always be clear and honest with you, with no judgment. And I just want you to know that I love you very much, and I'm very proud of you, and I miss you terribly, and I'm glad I have been here from Kerala, before Kerala, and now. Kerala Lala. I hope you know you are so loved and cared for. As you can see in this room, there are all these people here for you, and for Matthew as well. But mostly for Shree. But Matthew, I hope you know that we all, we love you as well as much. I just want to say, I'm going to keep it short, I'm going to wrap it up. I wish the both of you every bit of happiness life has to offer. And I really hope you guys make many trips back here. And I hope we can also make trips to see you guys. Congratulations, guys.
So I've known Matthew for 29 years now. And during that time, I have countless memories. Although it's a wonder that I remember anything at all, given that he used to gleefully bash me over the head in time to the theme tune of the Aristocats when I was just 2 years old. And there is video evidence for anyone who doesn't believe me. But of course, it's not just bad memories. There are terrible ones too. But in all seriousness, I'm very lucky to have a brother who's always looked out for me and with whom I share so many interests. Matthew has always had a huge influence on me, which is evidenced by our shared love for Manchester United, hip-hop, humour, many things, with the exception of fashion, thankfully. Although might I say he's looking very dapper in his three-piece tonight. Matthew and I have always done pretty much everything together. My mum always said we came as a package and were joined at the hip. And indeed, such is the extent of our friendship that it's almost impossible to imagine a life without him. When Shree came into Matthew's life, instead of worrying that I might lose my brother, in fact, I feel like I gained a sister. As from the moment I met her, I appreciated how much she would so often include me in going out together as a trio. And that's certainly a point that extends to Matt as well, because he actually brought me into his own friendship group when my own social circles were diminishing. A lot of older siblings might feel intruded upon, allowing their younger sibling into their friendship group. But with Matt, it was simply his way of looking out for his younger brother, as he so often did. And it's something I appreciate to this day. I know just how much Shree has had a positive influence on Matt, as I've seen him lose a fair few bad habits and mature as a person since meeting Shree. I think it's fair to say that pre-Shree, Matthew is known to have a very short fuse, and even simply breaking an egg yolk in the morning could send him into a foul-mouthed rage that nobody was safe from being on the receiving end of. And even though he still sometimes has those tendencies, I think we can thank Shree that they're only occasional now. At least Shree knows what she's in for. But lastly, I just want to say that I'm honoured to be Matt's best man, not just because he didn't have any other options today. Sorry, no. I read this a year ago. But because while I'm his best man, he's my best friend. And I'm so delighted that the lovely Shree becomes a new member to a very small family that quite frankly needs some new blood. So let's all please raise our glasses to Matthew and Shree on their special day and wish them every happiness for their married life together.
As I said earlier, my name is Niall. Although I love both of these people now, I was originally Matt's friend. My friendship with Matt started as 14-year-olds in a history class. We were an unlikely duo. Matt was confident, self-assured, cool and unafraid, and I, in contrast, was much more reserved and awkward. But the thing we bonded over was humour. We found everything funny. We found humour in our awkward teenage appearances, in the lyrics of Eminem's rap verses, in strangers running for and missing the bus, in tripping over our words while trying to order pizzas at 2 a.m. You remember what I'm talking about. Humour was the divine protection that shielded us against our growing pains. For several years, Matt and I would see each other almost every day, so we really did grow together. When we were 22, Matt's father, John, sadly passed away. I know this was an extremely painful time for Matt, Laurie, and Lucy, and I'm truly proud of all of you for getting through it. Though I didn't have a personal relationship with John, he always came across as a calm, intelligent, pacifistic, spiritual man. Whose lasting imprint on Matt is evident to all that know him. It was around this time that I noticed Matt becoming an adult. It happened before I did. He began taking a fierce stance of maturity to matters we previously would have laughed at. I learned from Matt. This transformation refined both of our characters, and for that I'm grateful. Matt, still self-assured and unafraid, became a beacon for compassion amongst our friends. When we were 24, by the way, you might notice my hand is shaking. I just have shaky hands anyway, but I am nervous. When we were 24, I visited Matt's shared house at university, and that's where I first met Shree. I still remember one of the first things I heard coming out of her mouth was a comment about another housemate of theirs. Shree said, "What a character." Firstly, I loved the way she said it with her beautiful Malaysian accent, so full of colour against the grey of our monotonous British accents. But also, it's exactly what I had thought about her. What a character. So bubbly, warm, open, and absolutely hilarious. She could make a room full of people belly laugh from deep within their soul. I could also tell that Matt liked her a lot, and the feeling seemed mutual. It wasn't long before there was no more Matt. It was Matt and Shree. Whenever we'd hang out together, they'd be together, and it was such a happy time of our lives. Shree's warmth was an invitation of friendship to all, and everyone adored her. I was overjoyed at how happy Matt seemed, and I could tell from pretty early on that this was serious. Then the pandemic and the harsh laws of our nations forced Matt and Shree into separate corners of the planet. 3 years of being apart is an unusually cruel test for any relationship, but they were committed to their love and they spoke every day. Nothing could sever their ties. Once reunited, it appeared as though they had never been apart. Still the same warmth and affection, still belly laughing together, still annoying each other, with love of course. I'm grateful to have witnessed the journey, the most unforced union of two hearts that I have ever known. So with that, I'd like to raise a toast to more years of belly laughs, to no more pandemics, and most importantly, to Matt and Shree.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming up. Yes. Long time ago.
Can everyone please just take a seat for a moment? Yeah? I'd like to welcome the groom's mother, Lucy Love, to the stage.
So, firstly, I would like to thank Shree and Matthew and Shailu for this absolutely wonderful wedding reception. The second reception we've had this week, also the wonderful reception we had in Kerala, so thank you so, so much for your hospitality. I'm also delighted to be here in Kuala Lumpur for the first time for the wedding of my son Matthew and his beautiful wife Shree. I would like to thank my family and friends and Matthew and Shree's friends who've come from the UK to share the celebrations. My son Laurie, my closest friend of over 50 years, Lisa, and Matthew's school friends Niall and Tobin, who travelled from the US to be here. And now for a few words about the bride and groom. Srinithya, or Shree, as she's always been known to us, first came to my house in December 2017. A casual girlfriend, seemingly from Matthew's college. She immediately made a good impression by presenting me with a bottle of wine. But within minutes of meeting her, I knew that Shree was going to be something special, and I suspected not a casual girlfriend, but the one. She greeted me not just with a bottle of wine, but with a huge bear hug. By throwing her arms around me and drawing me in with an affectionate embrace. "Lucy, I'm so pleased to meet you!" Her warmth and sincerity were immediately obvious on that first meeting. Within a very short time, Matthew and Shree were an item. And I saw after several meetings that my first impression was right. Shree was what we call a keeper. I am so happy that my mother, Matthew's grandmother, who was by this time in her 96th year, was able to meet Shree. Like me, my mum saw a young woman who had so much love to give and was so totally open with her emotions. A few words about that first visit to Swansea. My family wanted to show Shree the wonders of the Gower Peninsula, near where we live. So we set off on a rather grey day for the coast. It's a good half-hour drive, and once we had parked, we set off for a walk around the coast. We hadn't been walking very long when the heavens opened, and down came the rain of almost monsoon intensity. And within seconds, we were soaked from head to foot. We hurried back to the car and faced a long drive home in very wet clothes. My sister said, "This is terrible," and she took off her jeans and said she would rather sit in the car in her knickers. Than in wet jeans, sorry about that. So one by one, we all followed suit, until every one of us, except for my brother-in-law who was driving, was sitting in the car in their underwear. Shree's face was a picture. She couldn't believe she was sitting in her underwear with the family she'd only just met. But here she was, well and truly introduced and accepted as one of the family. I have since got to know Shree very well, as she moved in with us at the end of her degree and lived with us until her return to Malaysia in 2018, and then again when she returned for her masters. I can honestly say I've never seen Shree in anything but good humour. She sings loudly in the shower. She screams with laughter for hours on the phone to one of her friends. Now I've met them, I understand why. Sure, that's you, yeah. And she loves to cook. On her first day with us, Matthew had grown a rather excessive amount of padron peppers, which are very hot when left to ripen. Shree offered to make a pepper sauce. And for several very hot, smoky hours, she sweated over saucepans full of hot pepper sauce. It was such an act of love, and we so appreciated the jars of sauce during the winter months that followed. Long after she returned to Malaysia, we were able to appreciate Shree's formidable culinary skills. Shree, you have come into our lives not as a pale shadow, but as a towering personality, and hugely enriched our family with your joy, your love, and your zest for life. And now, before I finish, a few words about Matthew and Shree as a couple. It is hard to imagine two people who are better suited to one another than Matthew and Shree. They are both people who are totally in touch with their feelings and able to express exactly what they feel in any moment of the day. Sorry about this, Matthew. When Matthew was a baby, he suffered from terrible night terrors and screamed in the middle of the night for no reason that we could understand. The health visitor said, he is someone who is very in touch with his feelings. And oh boy, this did turn out to be the case. Most of the time, he's full of joy and is funny, loving, and brilliant company. But when something annoys him, his short fuse can burst into flames, and he will express his anger like a fury, and then we have to watch out and take cover. But since Shree has come into his life, these moments are now rare, and these two people fill the house with their laughter, their happiness, and their overwhelming love for one another. Their love is so strong, and I think this has been said by Niall as well, and their relationship so secure that they've been able to survive some real tests, not least a period of being thousands of miles apart for over 2 years during the pandemic. I never heard one complaint about their challenge, but only saw their extraordinary resilience and ability to make the most of what they had to keep their relationship as alive as if they were in the same room as one another. They are a couple who are strong separately, but even stronger together. They make each other whole, and their energy and exuberance put power and national grit. So please raise your glasses to this extraordinary couple, Matthew and Shree.
So the bride and groom are now going to go around the room very quickly and take a picture, photo dash. So to those of you who has not taken a picture of the bride and groom, now is your chance. Okay, photo dash means that they will be dashing around from table to table, taking a picture with the table. In a duration of a song. And what is the song? You will find out.
One more, 1, 2, 3. Alright, ready, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. 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 That tonight's gonna be a good night.
Okay, faster, 1, 2, 3, one more, 1, 2, 3, alright. Okay, alright, you can just 1, 2, 3, one more, alright.
tonight's gonna be a yeah. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Alright, okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, let's do it. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, Here we go, we got it right. Easy, body rock, I can't go stop. I get my 1, 2, 4,
Hi everyone, I'm Tobin, I'm a good friend of Matt's. This is Wessler. We're going to be playing the shoe game. Matt and Shree each have one of each other's shoes. And yes, we're going to ask them questions about their relationship, and they will answer by holding up the shoe of the person they think the question most applies to. Up, baby. Are you ready? All right. Next one. Who's the better cook? Oh, that's good.
Side. Oh, yeah.
All right. Next question. Who has good taste in music? Oh.
Big reaction there. All right. Who's the clumsiest?
Agreed. Agreed. All right, tiebreaker again.
We can find out later, guys. All right. You bought the tequila, didn't you?
I did buy tequila.
Okay. Who's not a morning person?
Agreed.
Man knows his wife.
And next, who cleans the most? Oh, yeah, okay. No peeking, guys.
Who's the better photographer?
Agreed.
You know. Yeah, that's cute.
The bride and groom is present, and they had a little toilet break, so sorry about that, we're just waiting for them. Everyone's attention to the screen. We actually have a short slideshow of Shree and Matthew's father, who's no longer with us. So yeah, we'll just take a few minutes to just see the presentation.
For this moment to be free, blackbird into the light of a dull black night.
dreams, the sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams, leave all your worries behind. But when you dream, whatever it may be, dream a little dream of me. I don't have a drink, but quite a few times tonight. Cheers, everybody. Stars fading, but I linger on there, still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger together, just think of me. La 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 la.
Tell me. Yeah, surprise everybody.
So we're moving to the next part of the night. There's a beautiful cake on stage. Come up on stage to cut your beautiful.
It's really lovely to have you all here with us tonight. Thank you for choosing to spend the evening with us to celebrate the wedding of Shree and Matthew. Well, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Love family for being for traveling all the way here to become part of our family. And we are very, very happy and welcome you to us. Thank you to all the people who have traveled so far and come here to be with us, setting aside their own schedules. Thank you so much. Mimi, Sue, Suresh, all of Shree's friends, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you're having a wonderful time so far. Okay. So I am Shree's mother, mother of the bride, and a very special role to be in. Well, when I used to plan my daughter's wedding in my imagination, every mother does, having to make this speech was not part of it. And so, when I finally sat myself down to write the speech, that was early morning today, it was difficult to get started. So please bear with me if I tend to ramble. I'm honored and proud to be the mother of this beautiful goddess of a bride, Shree. Well, she teases Matthew by saying that I will look like a goddess and you my slave.
I said some dude, not
Some dude. Sorry, I stand corrected. Some dude. Or Shree, as we call her at home. Even though your father joked about your eloping, Shree, even though your father joked about your eloping and thus saving him the expenditure of a wedding, I know he would have been the happiest planning out every detail of your wedding and reception. To my lovely daughter and the wonderful man, Matthew, it is an honor to be standing here as your mother on this special day. I like sunflowers. And I realized how much I love them after the birth of my daughter. She was a happy baby. Her smile lit up her whole face and reached her eyes every time she smiled. Her smile reminded me of sunflowers. Her first birthday cake was in the shape of a huge sunflower. Well, that's why just a random thing that comes to my mind whenever I think of my daughter. Shree was a happy, bubbly, extremely energetic, and an extreme extrovert. Yes, everything about her is extreme, no half measures there. Once I was busy at the back of the house, and suddenly I could hear some conversation happening at the front. When I went to check on her, she had climbed up the front grill and she was chatting with an elderly man standing at the gate, calling out, "Uncle, uncle, come in." And the man saw me and he said I was passing by, and she insisted that I should stop and talk to her. So that was Shree. So it was the same with when she was little. She only spoke English. She never picked up Malay. and the road in front of our house used to be full of little children who were Malay speaking, who only spoke Malay. And she didn't care. When it was playtime, she would just rush in, join there, and she would start talking in English, and they would talk in Malay. She didn't care whether she understood. She just wanted to play. At the end of the day, after a few months, the other children started speaking English, and she was still, and she never learned Malay. So that is Shree. But once she started school, she picked up the language very fast. And when she came home, I would know which friend she was with. She was with the Chinese. She would have a Chinese tone of talking to me. She was a Malay. She would talk with a Malay tone. And yeah, she adapted very fast, very, very, very fast. And well, that is Shree. Impulsive, friendly, caring, loving, nurturing. And this has helped her develop some beautiful relations in her journey through life, at home and across the world. One of these relationships turned very special. In the second year of her degree course, as she left home, I advised her to completely focus on her studies and score good results. So that she could make a good life for herself. And then there would be time for other things. Well, every week the phone calls would come from Shree, and I realized she was in love even before she did. Nikhil, I told Nikhil I think she's in love with Matthew. And Nick asked me, did she tell you that? I replied, she doesn't know it yet. Of course, he told me not to jump to conclusions. Well, I know. I just kept praying that she would do well in her studies. And soon enough, she told me she was in love. My little baby had grown into a lady. I told her, I know. I could hear her falling in love. There were mixed feelings. I was amused to see her, to listen to her chatter, and at the same time I was worried about her future. Well, at the end of the course, both Shree and Matthew graduated together. And I must mention that Shree and Matt were also dealing with the loss of a dear person in each of their lives at the time. And I must say that I'm proud of their resilience and strength during that period of their lives. be in heaven. And I feel it is true in their case. They each needed someone to help carry on, and life brought them together. And so Matthew walked into our lives. When she came back at the end of her second year of degree, she did not come alone. She had decided and she had informed by bringing him along for Nikhil and I to meet and know Matthew. We met Matthew, a white boy with a little beard, a well-groomed beard. After all, he was coming to impress. What stood out for me were his eyes, clear eyes. I read a person through their eyes. I liked what I saw. Gradually over the years, we got to know each other. I remember telling Matthew, if you marry an Indian girl, you marry the whole family. He smiled nervously, the whole family, and he smiled nervously. I don't think he really believed me. I guess the past 8 years would have convinced him. Matthew, when we first met, came across as slightly shy, friendly, but hesitant, a good conversationalist, a very structured personality. As time passed, he became more relaxed and finally got used to the marry the whole family part of the deal. In fact, he became my serial watching buddy. We can discuss anything with each other. In fact, Amma is a friend, I think. Yeah. So Matthew adapted quite easily to the Malaysian life. He learned to drive around KL on his own. He loved his roti canai and chicken curry from the Choice restaurant. He used to walk. He loved it so much that he would walk in the middle of the day in the heat to go and get that. And he would come back as though he had gotten a treasure, and he would sit and eat the whole thing. So Matthew, we are very happy to have you in our family. And I have no words to express how happy I am for the both of you. I have also been fortunate to watch the relationship between Shree and Matthew develop into one of friendship and understanding. Today, you're ready to stand before your family and friends to declare your love and commitment to one another. Everyone has to leave their roots behind and move on to achieve something of substance. Every flower, every animal, every creature in nature has to grow through this process. You go on to start new relationships while building on your old and existing ones, taking along and respecting the old ones. Keep this thought with you always. I've also been fortunate to watch. I must say, I watched you both grow into loving, kind-hearted individuals, and I'm grateful that you have found each other. May you have love, wealth, and health, but most importantly, may you have the time to enjoy them all. May you always find humor in the little things and never forget the reason you fell in love in the first place. May your love continue to grow and flourish. And a toast to Matthew and Shree.
So Matthew and Shree.
To Matthew and Shree. May you always be happy.
Thank you, Amma, for a beautiful speech. And I'd like to pass the mic on to someone very special in Shree's life.
Fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know. There's been a lot of speeches tonight. I do not want to say a speech because I would rather have my father say a speech, but he's not here. However, I would toast to my sister and my brother-in-law, and I have some things I would like to say.
Oh God.
Don't worry, it's not a lot. While figuring out what to say, I came across a stanza of a very classic Hindustani song which was called Abhina Jao Chorkar. And the stanza within it was something very beautiful which I dedicate to both of you. And I will say this in translation because my Hindustani is not that great. Can I touch you to see if you are really beside me? The one I was seeking for will be my search. Thus far for this quest, I haven't received any rewards. Please don't leave yet, that the heart has not satiated yet. My sister and Matthew will love a musical called The Phantom of the Opera. I will not be singing The Phantom of the Opera song, though I professionally do musical theatre. However, there is one musical which has a toast in it, and to that I will sing a verse from that. A toast to the groom, to the bride, from your brother, who is always by your side, to your union, and the hope that you provide, and may you always be satisfied. And I know that you'll be happy as the sun, and I know you'll always be satisfied. You will both be satisfied. So, here in Malaysia, a Cantonese phrase, which is to say, let's drink to victory, which is interesting. I just sang a Hamilton song. So we yell and we stretch out the word yam in one full breath, and then take a quick breath to say sing. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, for the 7th time, let's raise your glasses. Mr. and Mrs. Men in Love, follow my cue, okay? Okay, let's not drag the yam too long. All right, ready? In 3, 2, 1.
just firstly like to thank everyone for coming and sharing this day with us. I know some people have come from far, some people have come from near, but we really appreciate all of you being here to share the day. So, some of you I know very well. Most of you I've never met before. Something I hope to rectify by the end of the night.
I know it's usually tradition that only the groom does the speech, but since Matthew only knows like 25% of the crowd tonight, I thought it would only be fair if I came up here and did this speech with him. Continuing off what Matthew was saying, we are really happy that all of you were able to come and share this day with us on a Monday of all days. I don't know how that happened, I'm so sorry. And it really wouldn't be the same without all of you here. Might be a little bit cheaper, but not the same. Thank you everybody for all of the generous gifts. We are so grateful and blessed. We feel it very overwhelmingly. So, my father used to joke, my mother just mentioned this, Amma just mentioned this. Acha used to joke about how when I'm ready to settle down, he would prefer it if I would elope. And the reason why Amma and I have both said this is because I don't think you'll understand how many times Acha used to say that to me. He used to look at me and be like, when you get married, you run away. What a thing for a man to say to his daughter. But now, as Matthew and I, mostly and Amma, have endeavored and done this, I completely understand everything that he was saying.
Speaking of fathers.
Or lack thereof. Thank you, yes, I knew somebody would laugh.
Not everyone, as you know, not everyone was able to be here in person today. But we know they're here in spirit and in our hearts, with everyone who's just made a beautiful speech.
I know there are aspects of my wedding that Acha would not have been entirely satisfied with. But I also know that Amma and Nikhil Chata have done their absolute best in making it everything that we've ever wanted and more. They've done their best to honor his memory. He would have warmed up to Matthew, eventually, just because I'm his little girl and no man is ever good enough. But I'll tell you, Acha, this one's good enough.
I know for a fact my father would have loved Shree, just as all my friends and family do. He was a man ruled by his stomach, primarily, and with Shree's cooking prowess, there would have been no question.
We also want to take a second to mention both my paternal and maternal uncles that I've lost recently, both of whom Matthew's had the pleasure of meeting, and they made Matthew feel very welcome when they went and met them. I miss you two every day, Papa, Mama, and JP Acha, and I also know that they are here today with us in spirit.
I'd like to give a special thanks to Amma. Sorry, let's miss my notes. Yeah. Firstly, for arranging such a beautiful ceremony in Kerala. Everything was so amazing, from the flowers to the food, everything, the ceremony itself. Myself and my family were made to feel so welcome, and we all loved being part of a true Malayali ceremony. I remember first entering Amma's home in 2019, met by a plate stacked high with Malaysian and Indian sweets. Kek lapi? Kek lapis. Kue saramuka? And ladus. That gets the applause. Amongst others. No, I don't have a sweet tooth, but of course I ate politely and listened as Amma explained each one that I was eating. And I could see on Shree's face that she was a little bit worried because she knew I didn't have sweet tooth and I was first time meeting, being fed these sweets. But all I could think about was how sweet it was that Amma wanted to share her culture and welcome me into the family. So, So thank you for always making me feel welcome in your home and your family. I'd also like to give Nikhil a special mention because he's been brilliant through this whole wedding process in India and Malaysia. He's been explaining things to my mum and my brother, being very generous, giving us, gifts and things that, are special to wear on the day. And of course, helping us tie our mundas. Sorry, this was a bit like last minute front to go.
And I would like to take this moment to thank Lucy for constantly supporting us and being a general advisor whenever I needed one. You make me feel at home, which is something I'll always feel blessed for having. I've lost it. Oh, you've also raised a wonderful son in Matthew. I'm sure there were some trials and tribulations that came with that. But there's not a day that goes by that I'm grateful for having him part of my life. Thank you for welcoming me into the family and including me in everything. You make being far away from home a little less harder on my little heart. Shout out to Laurie for being Laurie. My favorite memory of you was when we suddenly on a whim decided to make American pancakes. We both went to the kitchen. You said, "Are you ready to make the pancakes?" I said, "I'm ready to make the pancakes." You said, "Then why haven't you washed your hands?" I was baffled with the audacity. And then when I washed my hands, I proceeded to make the entire pancake while he read the recipe off of the box. You never fail to put a smile on my face. No, that is the wrong one. No, it is the right one. You never fail to put a smile on my face with your witty one-liners. And now I feel like I have two brothers, Nikhil Chadha and you.
As for my beautiful wife, Shree, she has been such a trooper through this whole process, organising the reception, making sacrifices in her work life to come here and make sure we had a truly special day. Trying to balance the needs of family, friends, and myself, we wouldn't have been here without the tireless efforts. It's an old cliche, but I truly did marry my best friend. When something happens at work or in my day-to-day, she is the first person I want to tell. The person I most want to spend my time with, even if it's just sitting quietly, you reading a book, me doing a Sudoku. Just to be near you makes you happier than any material possession ever could. So thank you for accepting me as your husband, and I hope I can be the man you deserve.
My turn. I am one of the lucky ones. He takes care of me and still pushes me to be a strong, independent woman 98% of the time. The other 2% of the time, he's my overly competitive best friend. Who's sent to me by the universe to humble me when I didn't know I needed humbling. I've always said this to my friends. Thank you. I've always said this to my friends and to my mom and my brother. When I get into a relationship, I don't want to be one of those relationships where we go from being two people to one boring individual. I want to be able to maintain my life and maintain my personality. But with Matthew, I have exactly what I want, while simultaneously understanding why some couples become one boring individual. It doesn't seem so boring anymore. It sounds wonderful because you're wonderful. And I'm very thankful that this is mine. So, I guess let's close to the 8th time tonight.
Why not?
I mean, we do have an open bar. A lot of things in different, so please.
To Matthew and Shree!
To Matthew and Shree.
We have a dance performance.
तेरे माथे झूमर चमके तेरे कानों वाली चमके है रे तेरे हाथों कंगना खन नैनों से बोले रब्बा रब्बा मैं डोले रब्बा रब्बा अमृत खोले सोनी मैं अच्छा माही everybody sing sorry sorry अच्छा माही sorry sorry आवती मेरे सामने आवती जो नींद उड़ी अब पूरे सारे ख्वाब नहीं एक बार सही इकरार की कर ले तू यारी सुबह तक मांगे मेरी बात तू ऐसे जोर से तुमसे मिलके दिल जाने जो हाल था कहीं हो गया है कैसा ये कमाल तुमसे मिलके देखा है जो हाल क्या कहीं
Somebody help me choose a shower. Give me all that.
checking in a weekend. Fresh out, new strap pocket, a little bit of humble, a little bit of conscious. Some of them bring like Rocky and Cosby, so again, no, y'all can't copy. Flashing my skin and put my bones into everything I record. Out here, now they can't tell me nothing. Get out to the people, spread it across the country. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give it to the people, spread it across the country. Here we go back. This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We us like the ceiling can't hold us. Here we go. They got a brand new dance. You gotta move your muscle. Brand new dance. It's gonna do the show. It don't matter. Uठाना पड़ेगा